In this topic, a student will be able to explain basic metallurgical operation, explain extraction of metals, explain refining or purification of metal. Steps in metallurgy. The main steps in metallurgy are number 1, crushing, grinding or pulverizing of the ore. Number 2, concentration of the ore. Number 3, extraction of metal. Number 4, refining of metal. Students, we have already discussed concentration of the ore in our last video. Now, the topic is extraction of metal. After the mineral has been freed of gangue and concentrated, it is passed through some chemical process to extract metal. These processes are roasting, smelting, and refining. Roasting. Minerals are converted to oxide by heating in the air at temperature below their melting point. This process is called roasting. For example, roasting of zinc blende. The formula of zinc blende is ZnS. When zinc blende reacts with oxygen in the presence of heat, it is converted into zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide. For cinnabar, formula of cinnabar is HgS. Cinnabar react with oxygen, mercury and sulfur dioxide is formed. For copper pyrite ore, copper pyrite react with oxygen, then copper sulfide, ferrous sulfide and sulfur dioxide is formed. Smelting. The method to reduce metal ion to free metal is called smelting. The most common reducing agents are coke, carbon monoxide, and hydrogen. Some examples of smeltings are hematite react with carbon monoxide, iron and carbon dioxide is formed. Tungsten oxide react with hydrogen, tungsten and water is formed. Zinc oxide react with coke, zinc and carbon monoxide is formed. Smelting of copper is done in two steps. Number 1, the roasted copper ore is heated with coke and sand at about 1100 degrees centigrade. The material melt and separated into two layers. The bottom layer that contains mixture of copper sulfide and ferrous sulfide is called matte, while the upper layer is silicate slag formed by the reaction of FeO and sand. Ferrous sulfide react with oxygen and form FeO and sulfur dioxide. FeO react with silicon dioxide and form FeSiO3. In this process, air is blown through the molten copper matte in the Bessemer converter. This is a Bessemer converter. Any remaining iron sulfide is oxidized and removed as slag. In this final smelting step, cuprous sulfide is oxidized to form cuprous oxide, which react with remaining cuprous sulfide to form metallic copper. Cuprous sulfide react with oxygen and form cuprous oxide and sulfur dioxide. Cuprous sulfide and cuprous oxide react together and form copper and sulfur dioxide. The product called blister of copper is about 97 to 99% pure copper with entrapped bubble of sulfur dioxide. These are the blister of copper which are 97 to 99% pure copper. Refining or purification of metals. The method obtained as a result of smelting contains some impurities. so it must be refined. Following methods may be used for the refining or purification of metal: electro refining and distillation. Electro refining. An electrolytic cell is used in refining of the copper. In electrolytic cell, this tank contains copper sulfate solution as a electrolytic solution. In this solution, impure copper bar is used as an anode and pure copper bar is used as a cathode. Copper oxidizes from the impure copper bar and comes into the solution. This copper is attracted towards the pure copper bar where it reduces and gains 2 electrons and deposited on the pure copper bar. At anode, copper oxidizes with the loss of 2 electrons, and at the cathode, copper reduces by gaining 2 electrons. Pure copper deposited on the cathode and impurities are settled down at the bottom. In this way, copper is refined by electrolytic method. This is the diagram of the electrolytic refining of the copper at the large scale. Distillation. Metals with relatively low melting points such as arsenic and mercury are refined by distillation method. Self-assessment exercise 16.1. Question number 1. List important ores of iron, copper, zinc and mercury. Question number 2. List our basic metallurgical operation. Question number 3. List main processes used to concentrate the ore. Question number 4. Write name of method used in the extraction of metal from its concentrated ore. Question number 5. List method used to purify metals.